Hey friends, Nibs again. Wanted to get out to the range and do a little shooting today. Test out a couple of new guns that I picked up. Apologize for the wind noise. Hope it isn't too bad in the microphone. This new lapel mic actually does a pretty good job of keeping that to a minimum for us, so I really like that. Check out the video I did on that a while ago. I'd like to take a quick moment to shout out to all of my subscribers so far. Channel's still pretty small, but I appreciate each and every one of you. We just went over 500, which is pretty good. Not doing too bad. Growing pretty steady. If you really like my channel, share it with your friends. Ask them to subscribe. I'm trying to do a good job here and get good stuff out for you guys and give you some good content. So yeah, give that a look. If you're not a subscriber already, jump on subscribe. I'm trying to post a couple videos up every week and get you guys some look at some neat old guns and neat new guns. Trying to do reviews on pretty much everything as I get them, or some of the older stuff that I haven't done reviews on yet. I do have quite a bit of that too, so as time permits, I'll pull those ones out of the archives and bring them out for you too. But this one's a new one. Just wanted to get out and give it a whirl for today. I just picked this one up earlier this week, brought it home. When I did get this from the shop, it was missing the magazine, but I was able to go on Gun Broker and find a new, well, not new, but a original equipment magazine for this gun. So what I have here today, for this video, is a CZ from Czechoslovakia model, or VZ38 as they call it. So these ones are pretty obscure. This is the only one I've ever seen in person, personally. These have an interesting history, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video, but I want to give you a little bit of rundown on some of the interesting features on this gun. So when I first went to the gun store and I saw this one in the case there, I had him bring it out, and the owner didn't know much about the gun either, so we were looking it over, and I was just playing around and made sure it was clear and everything, and we were trying to cock it. You can actually grab the hammer and pull it down, but it wouldn't stay cocked back, and then we were like, oh, it must be broken. Maybe it's got something to do with the magazine not being in there, because it didn't have a magazine. I didn't buy it that day. I wanted to do a little research on it, and so I went home and did a little research and found some videos online and everything, and I found out that it is, it's clear, so no magazine, it's clear. But it is a double action only gun, so I don't think you could even, I don't know if you could pull it back and let it go. I guess you could, and cause it to fire if you did that, but there's nothing to catch, so even if you were pulling it out of a holster or something, there's nothing to catch there. So anyway, it is double action only. It's not a terrible double action trigger. It's got a pretty long pull on it, but it's not real heavy or anything. I definitely got revolvers that are worse, for sure. Double action only revolvers. But one of the neat features of this that I really like is it has this takedown lever, I guess you call it. You push that forward, and then you can actually lift the slide and barrel up, and you can take the barrel off and slide off the barrel for cleaning. You can get a little better look at the hammer. It strikes the firing pin down inside there, and there's a little slide part here and slide part here, that when you push that forward, there's an opening in the slide that allows that to rock up. So your recoil springs down in the bottom here. There's a little tip right here, right by my finger, that lines up with this little recess in the slide, little hole right there in the slide, and then so when you close it, those two pieces made up, and the recoil spring acts on the slide. So you just slide the barrel back, slide back onto the barrel, and then you rock it down, and you finally just push the takedown lever in and release it, and it'll close up for you. It is kind of a blocky, pretty large for a 380. Let me show you my daily carry gun. Here is a P3AT, which is tiny, really it is. I mean, this is really an unfair comparison, but you can see how much bigger that and how much thicker, just massive compared to this Kel-Tec. Like I said, it's a pretty unfair comparison because that's like one of the smallest 380s in production, maybe even the smallest, I'm not sure. But I have shot a couple of magazines through this already, and I'm really impressed with the accuracy so far that this has produced. Shooting offhand, I'm shooting out here at about 10 yards, and I shot a group that was probably less than 1.5 inches maybe with it. It's an 8-shot magazine, single stack. I'm shooting a Gila brass case ammo. I did try some Tula steel case. Didn't seem to like that. It shot a few of them. A few of them wouldn't chamber. So I'm not gonna continue to try to force feed it that if it's not gonna like it. It's an old gun. I don't want it to break any parts. They're pretty obscure, so I don't want to have any problems with that because I'm sure it's going to be tough to find parts for. So anyway, it's a pretty cool old gun. I'll shoot a couple rounds and then I'll tell you a little bit of the history about it. Works pretty good. I was a little apprehensive because I had to buy this magazine off a gun broker, but it did turn out to be a good buy, and really seems to feed nice here. So I'll shoot a couple rounds and then we'll tell you more about what the gun history is. I pulled that one. That's better. So it does have a slide hold open. Very nice feature. Something, not a lot of guns from that era. They just started to get that on guns from that era, but not a lot of them did. So that's a pretty nice feature. When you do drop the mag out, it does slide. The slide does close. But I'll take you down there now and show you this this target. Does look like I had a flyer or two there compared to my other shots, but we'll check that out. Alrighty friends, here's the target I shot for my CZ Model 38. So this is the first shot. I kind of flinched it a little bit, but then the rest of them are all right down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8's over here, the first shot actually. But so as far as a military arm or personal defense gun, it does pretty good. This is, like I said, about 30 feet. My first couple of groups actually is underneath this blue tape here. So again, I got some camera shot. Gotta get a little camera shy and trying to make it look good for the camera instead of paying attention to my aim, but still did pretty good. All on minute a bad guy, so they say. So anyway, back to the video. So anyway, wanted to get out and show you this new pickup I just got. It's a CZ model VZ38. So just a brief history on this. I don't want to belabor the history on it. Don't want to go too long here. But if you want a real in-depth, deep dive into the history on these, on Forgotten Weapons, Ian did a real deep dive on the history on these, so go and check that out. So these were designed by the Czechs, CZ, for the Czechoslovakian government, for the military, and the government placed an order for 41,000 of these. In 1938 they designed it, 39 they started producing them, and then in 1939 what broke out? World War II. And immediately after World War II started, from what I understand, Germany invaded Czechoslovakia, and when they did, they raided the CZ factory. They had already produced a number of these guns, and basically forced CZ to continue making that total of 41,000, and seized them all and took them for the German war effort. This particular one does fall into that serial number range of that 41,000. There were a couple small batches made later on that went for different contracts, but the initial 41,000, again, which this is part of, is this one falls into that serial number range of those ones that were used in the German war effort. So I've kind of been, that's one of the things I've been looking for lately, is guns that from either World War I or World War II era type of thing. I do have several in my collection now, and this one kind of adds to that, and it's a pretty neat gun. There's not a lot of them made, so they're hard to find. I got this one for a really good deal because it didn't have the magazine, so it did pretty good there. So anyway, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Definitely give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, and you'll be notified when I do post up new videos. And then finally, over in the description below, you'll find a link for my other walnut and steel groups on Facebook and on MeWe. We talk about great old stuff like this all the time. If you on either one of those platforms, go ahead and look that up and join those groups, and we'll be glad to have you over there as well. If you like this video, share with my friends, share my group with your friends, and I'd like to try to keep growing my subscriber base if we can. But anyway, don't want to keep it too long. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.